Well, during COVID, it got pretty bad. I remember from the second week of it, my ma was getting 4 bottles of vodka, every day, spending £15 a day on it. And when we didn't have money out like that,
She would sneak it in the morning when she was having a cup of juice. She would pour vodka instead of water, just to try and hide it. She was also cheating on my dad, trying to be behind his back, but Dad found out. So that was what most arguments were about.
My dad was drinking, my ma was drinking, they argued.
And it was just hard to keep on top of everything. Kids weren't really helping with all the tidying up, and like I say, I started drinking, but yes, I used to get aggressive, not physically out like that, just a bit aggressive and all that when I was on the drink.
On the night times, because she was drinking that much and taking other stuff and like that, it got till about 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, and then she would just get proper aggressive and start fighting. And it would be at the point of me and the girls and be up to 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, just trying to stop them fighting.
And I still get up early in the morning, I think, for school, so I'll have less time to sleep and that.
And me, with a younger sister, scared at night too. Some nights when the argument started, she'd have to hide in my room just to get away from it. It was just getting worse and worse.
I'm a little afraid of the dark, so every time I have a nightlight, because I got for my birthday, got the nightlight, you can change it to unicorns or just stars.
My ma actually got put in hospital not long after COVID ended, and when she came, Christmas Eve it was, she tried to strangle herself on top of the landing upstairs, and it got to the point of where she collapsed, and me and my dad were trying to get it off her. I had to run downstairs and get some scissors, and just broke down in the bathroom, because when we eventually got it off, she was blaming and didn't deal with that very well.
I think it was when me and ma was in hospital because she was attacked. We don't know what happened between it, but social services were brought in to try and take care of her, look after her well-being. And when she came home from hospital, the situation started up again, so social services were called.
The concerns initially were around mum and dad's alcohol and substance use and the effects that was having on the children. You know, they were witnessing really frightening behaviours from mum and dad together and separately.
But she came to the house. I was at work at the time. But she just talked about it and asked what was going on and everything. And my dad spoke to her. Didn't really tell her the extent of the full situation. Just spoke to the girls. And I think it was Eva who broke down and just told her everything.
I was worried about mum and dad kind of minimising the effects that them behaviours were having on the children.
At Gateshead, we offer what's called a family group conference service. To our families, really it's an opportunity for them to have a family meeting. So we would go out and visit families who are experiencing some kind of conflict or something that needs resolution. They're experiencing difficulties. And we would offer them the opportunity to have a meeting where they're really empowered around their decision making.
We were all sat in a circle. Laura was giving me lots of questions by a bit of paper we had to write stuff down on. We talked for a good, about an hour or so, and then Laura gave her about 20 minutes where she go with just for us to write down a list of things we want to change and things we want to sort out.
So we can answer the questions and also make it right. So we can try to make it right all together.
The purpose of the family group conference plan is that it's a plan that's made with the family. It's not just my plan as their social worker. It's important that if a plan's going to work, that's designed by the family themselves, the children themselves. We've got 3 children here that are able to share their lived experiences and able to kind of share what they would like the future to look like for themselves.
We're all sat on a chair, I sat on the couch, and me and got a bag of Crispies and a drink each. And then we started talking about plans and that, and then Laura went into another room where they let us talk about a plan.
Like she made sure no one was like left out. Just spoke to everyone equally. No matter how bad like things were, she always like thought of like nice things to say and like things that we could work on and like in a nice way and not like a judgmental way, kind of, in a good way. Like she made me think like what's going on isn't the end of the world. So she handled it well.
She was inclusive. She allowed everyone to come along, but one of my sisters didn't want to. So while we were discussing it, she took away so she can have fun, have a normal day out, and we dealt with serious matters.
Oh, there was a room where I went out to the room because I am not meant to hear what they are saying. So, but came in and she was crying for some reason. And then she came in with some paper. I was colouring out with some paper. We cut a heart out into a like a card shape. Cut the heart out, and then we got the heart, making it into the shape of the heart. Then we cut the other heart out. Then we made a heart inside of the heart, and then with some paper made fans, and then we played with the toy box.
Spoke to her about the situation, trying to get our inside of it. They gave us some questions and asked us to put procedures in place to answer them questions. So how are we going to keep the girls safe? We're going to put people in place that we can rely on, step in when needed to. If the girls felt unsafe when they were walking home, we'd go meet them, just to make sure that they knew we were there and they can rely on us.
Like you say, we just had to sit down and make a safety plan, what not to do and what to do in case that like event happened.
We make sure everybody in the family feels confident enough to express their opinions and feels confident enough that at the end of the family meeting they're all going to have been able to agree to a plan that they think is going to benefit their family.
When we had rules to not meet my mum, because when we had to meet my mum, she would always say, "Oh, can I just take her for like a day or something?" But I said no because I can't. Because someone was there, you can't be around kids.
And one of the things was wouldn't let Dad drink in the house or do any of our stuff in the house. And it was going well for a long time, but he was secretly drinking in his room and spending a lot of time in there, and that came out. And then we've had more family meetings, and that's how me and come to hate the carers. Because we said from like the first meeting, if anything was to go wrong and like someone needed to step up, me and him would happily do it.
So in that instance, the family came together and came up with a plan around how the two older brothers would be able to remain at home, make sure that the three younger siblings could remain living in their family home, and they would act as the carers then for their three younger siblings.
Like the conditions of the house, that's something we worked on. I painted all the rooms and the ceilings and everything, tidied it up and everything. That was one of them, which was a good thing to sort out and that we needed done.
It's helped well a lot. I know it's difficult for me because my sisters don't see we're really as authority figures, we see them as the brothers. But they know that we're there to try and pick up the slack and help out when we need to. So they know that we're trying our best.
When Dad has to leave, every single day Dad comes up and stays for 2 hours. Every 2 hours he helps him cook, and also he does it by himself sometimes. Then on September we had a walk. When we walked, we had the dog with us. It was fun because we had my scooter.
This family that I worked with were really engaging. They worked really well. There's a lot of care in this family and they really want to stay together. They're a strong bonded unit of a family, and you knew their priority was to make sure that the three younger siblings could remain in the family home.
So the only real difference to my life now is that I don't sit and play games all the time. Like I've actually got more responsibility. I've got to take care of my sisters, I've got to cook for them, clean the house, make sure like everything's tidy and stuff like that. So I've just got more responsibility, which is better.
The family group conference has allowed us to review the plan to ensure that it's relevant at this time. You know, a lot changed between the first family group conference to the review. We had positive changes made, but we also had some changes that needed to be made in the best interest of the children.
In fact, this has probably brought a little bit more closer with me not being there. Because the Al one is back, but obviously I know I've got to do my thing, what I've got to do to get back home. So that's my focus at the minute, like focusing on my problems and I've got to deal with to get back home.
Quite often when families have involvement with children's services, they feel like a lot of their decision making is taken away from them. They feel like a lot of decisions are made on their behalf. And the focus really and the intent of a family group meeting is that we're empowering that family to then make the decisions for themselves. So the plan they write is not directed, it's their plan. Anything they decide to put in the plan, if it's agreed by them and their network, that then goes into the plan. And I think the benefit is just making families feel like they have a voice and they can move forward in a positive way and they've been listened to.
I would say the biggest change it's made to the family is communication. Like everyone communicates a bit better.
There's hardly no arguments now because my ma's not there. Me dad stopped drinking and everything. Came more mature because I have to take care of 3 kids. That is a lot of work.
The end goal from this family group conference has been excelled. Not only have we got a brilliant support network around the children, we've got a family that consists of 2 brothers that are now positively assessed to care for the children. We've got a brilliant dad who is very much a part of these children's lives daily. The children are reporting that they feel so much happier and so, you know, safe within the home.
Well, I think it really helped with just making me and the kids closer. Obviously understand what our problems have been and working it out to address all them problems and fix them.
He's been helping cooking, and he's also been helping us go out. Because when it was slippery, he's been holding my hand so I don't fall. Because we went down the steep hill and it was slippery, so he holding my hand.
I would recommend the service because it'd help with bringing together everyone's voice in the family, to put procedures in place where everyone can feel safe and get their own opinion out.
Well, they've been really good actually, the meetings. Let people know what's going on and obviously get the help that we need.
I would say it's good because they talk about it in a good way. Like they don't single anyone out. Like they try to bring everyone together and like work as a team, kind of.
We got questions, I think, about how is the room and how is it going, I think. I was telling her it's going good and I'm having the best time in the house.